going on? Welcome to the weekly axe kicking. Today we're going to talk about a really cool, fun use of dyads. And I've done a guitar dyads video before, but that was more classically based. This is more kind of a light, fun pentatonic kind of feel. So let's get to it. Alright, so now when we look at this riff, there's a couple of tricky things going on here, which is why I wanted to do this kind of dyad riff. Now, first of all, be sure to check out the tab on zacharmusic.com for complete note-by-note transcription. We're starting out with a basic. This is mostly in the key of, or entirely, I should say, in the key of G major. Starting out with B and D, C and E, D and G, E and A. By the way, my right hand, it's all I and M, index and middle finger, as far as plucking goes. Now when I hammer on in the first kind of sequence here, that's no problem. It's pulling off dyads. So pulling off using dyads, that can be, a bit tricky to get a good sound. So hammering on. Now when I do the pull off on the two outside strings, I have a little more luck getting that sound out. You want to make sure you can, as clearly as you can, hear that part of the dyad, the top note and the bottom note. Now it's when you get to the pull-offs on the inside strings, so to speak, on the dyad, it becomes a bit more difficult. I feel like in order to, at least the way I've worked out so far, because I haven't been practicing this kind of thing as much, I feel like what's working so far for me is to make sure I really kind of pull off on this outside note with my pinky, that top note, and then more of a lift off, I guess, which when you're doing any kind of trill pull off or whatever, you know that when you pull off, you're not supposed to just lift off. It's, aptly named pull off. You pull to the side. You want to think sideways and not vertically. But when you're doing both these notes at the same time on two inside strings, you may have to kind of make a sacrifice, because if you pull off completely on this note on the third string, it'll end up covering the next string, and this is a string that has a note that should be ringing out, so thus lies our predicament. So again, when I'm doing a pull-off dyad on the inside strings, the lower string, I want to think a little more lift-off actually, and I want to think a regular pull-off with the top note. When we put them together, it's not going to sound too bad at all. Alright, so all that being said about the hammer-on pull-off part of these dyads, let's just go ahead and do a quick breakdown.